let's get started as we have 20 minutes together.
Awesome.
Thank you very much for submitting your websites. We're going to do just like the previous reviews and have a look at quickly at the Google Crux report, which is a tool that we use often to make sure have a glance of what is the traffic, what are the users on what kind of device they are mainly, and focus our review on one or the other of the device. Here we can see that like on regular website and like on e-commerce, sorry, regular websites, those days, the trend is around 80% of traffic from the smartphones and the rest from the desktop and tablet. Are these data that you know are accurate from also from your analytics, if you have this number in mind?
Yeah, it wouldn't be
Yeah.
far off that. Yeah.
Okay, that's only coming from Google, but that's often very representative indeed. So let's have a look at your website directly on the mobile, because most of the traffic is there. Let's move on the iPhone. Hopefully you can see my screen. Okay, so let's get started with the homepage. What's very great is that we have this predominant search box, which is straightforward when we come. If I am a searcher, if I know what I want, I come, I see the search box, it's immediately here, and I don't have to seek for it, even on mobile, which is really, really great. We have clear boundaries, the contrast is good, the placeholder is informative, and the contrast of the placeholder is good. So if I'm a searcher, definitely I know where I have to go, which is really great. The header also is informative here. We have icons, but we also have labels under the icons, which is great because in case the persons do not know exactly what this icon is about, they can at least read, which is a plus for accessibility. Scrolling down a bit on this homepage, we can see that this homepage is more or less only made of big hero banners. And one of the goals of the homepage is to inspire, but the other goals of the homepage is to inform users on what they can find on this website. So we recommend generally to have categories, so a grid of categories of product that I can find on this website, and that fits into one viewport. So I can really easily see at a glance that, okay, this website is selling this and that, this is what I can find here, and I can search for this kind of things. So ideally on this homepage, on top of the hero banners that are present and inspiring, we should have somewhere a grid of categories of what products I can find here. Moving on to the next part, I'm going to engage with the search box now. So I click on the search box. What is good is that I have an empty state. Empty state is when I engage with the search box, so I tell the website that now I'm going to start searching. And it's great to kickstart my journey by providing some recent searches in case I've been here already and search for products that I, in the end, did not buy yet. Kickstart with popular searches, just like you do, and potentially have also shortcuts to popular site sections. In this case, we have popular searches, but for some reason, in this case, I believe there is a small glitch here because when I try to interact with those, for example, here, the first one, parasol, it does not work. So ideally here, as you highlight those on the empty state, if you propose this to the customer, then it is critical that it actually works, so they have a good impression of the website and they don't feel like this feature is broken if it's the first time they use it. It is also true for the second and third suggestion. So if I click on cover now, I will have some. So it used to work earlier today. Yes, so cover is showing this. So it looks like there is a bit of something not working with the current popular searches. So that would be great to fix this and potentially make sure that the popular searches are matching the seasonality. So you don't have to pilot them. They are automatically working on their own, giving the most popular searches that are done by the users. So I don't have, for example, I have automatically Christmas tree coming on the very top just because the engine is learning from what has been typed by the users without having anyone update this by hand.
Sure.
Yeah, question, Rob, or remark?
No, that did used to work. I'm not exactly sure when that stopped working, but yeah, we'll get on to checking that out for sure.
No worries, that happens. Just for you to know that it's good to also if you don't have time or to merchandise this, it's also good to let this live from, for example, an Algolia query suggestion index. It will be updated automatically every day, and we can call it here, and it will give you the most popular terms on the very top.
Sure, yeah.
next part, I'm going to type something. So let's type, for example, para. Here, what is great is that I have as you type search. That's definitely something good. I have this impression of dynamism. What I don't have here and that I would like are query suggestions, actually. So query suggestions, it's a web convention. It's very, very popular in e-commerce. Around 90% of e-commerce websites have query suggestions because it's definitely good practice. So here, what query suggestions will allow me to do is, for example, in the form of pills here on my screen, just under the search box, inviting me to propose to me some related terms or some completion for my the current term, partial term that I'm typing. So I'm on the mobile, so the interaction cost of typing on the small keyboard is quite high compared to desktop. So if I type para, I would be happy to have something to complete my query and put also some other words on top of this to make me also discover what kind of parasol I can find on this website. So that's query suggestions, definitely a good move, a good a must-have that you can enable really easily from the Algolia via the feature query suggestions, which is immediately accessible from the dashboard.
And just a quick question on that. Inside this viewport that we're looking at here, would you have those query suggestions load on top of the quick results?
Yes, I imagine two ways of having suggestions here on this screen. The first way would be to, unfortunately, I cannot annotate, can I? No, I can send, oh yeah, I can send sparkles. So let's send, in this place, here, I would like to see horizontal pills. That's possible, that's a way to give me horizontal pills, but still keeping me most of the room for the products if you want to make sure you emphasize on the product visuals, or you can decide to have a more regular autocomplete. And here you would have horizontal, like this, horizontal query suggestions, and under you have the product suggestions. So this will invite the user to select one of your query suggestions to move then to the search result page, which is focused on this actual suggestions, less focused on the products. So if I put the keyboard again, so here, for example, if you want to maximize your vertical real estate, which is very limited on mobile, what you can do is when the search, the customer is engaged with the search, you can decide to remove the header and remove the banner on top, because the attention of the user at this moment in time, it's on the search. It's not on the header, not on the banner. So we could remove those and put the search box on the very top. And then we will have more space here on screen to display query suggestions and also to make sure we have product suggestions just above the keyboard, partial visual cues, so the users can know that they can scroll down within the autocomplete and discover some products.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
That's
Alex.
good.
Yeah, one easy way to just piggyback on what Emir was saying is just to use our library called Autocomplete.js, which really kind of brings in a full autocomplete on the full view, everything that Emir said, like with all the best practices. I'm going to post a link on the chat if any of you want to follow up on this.
Thank you, Alex. Really quickly showing you from our screen from our UI kit. There you go. So here is our UI kit, and it shows you what examples we provide in the UI in the Algolia UI kit that you can download from Figma. So we remove the header to get more space. We display suggestions, and also above the keyboard, some suggestions of products. So that's an example of where we can achieve this. Moving back to the iPhone. So here on screen we have kind of a redundant information here. We have products 158, and it's also here on the right. So it creates some redundant information, and it's a bit of cluttering the screen, something that you could possibly remove because it's not useful to have it twice. I will also make the screen breathe a bit more. Here, when I'm here in the experience, I am in the autocomplete, but at the same time, I could click on the research button on the bottom right to go to the search listing page, which will allow me to access to filter and sort. In this case, I'm used to browse e-commerce website, obviously, but I was wondering if other users that are less used to e-commerce website, would they understand that when they are here, they are not on the actual result page? Because it looks like a result page, but it's not the result page. I have less features. I don't have the sort. I don't have the filter. So it's really not the sort, but it looks like it because I have a few products. So I might not realize that I should go now to the to the next page to get to the result page. Yes, Alex?
No, sorry, I forgot lowering my hand. Go ahead. Sorry.
Okay. No worries. So let's continue and hit on the research button, which, by the way, you invoke the right keyboard with the search button on the bottom right, which is a good practice.
Oh.
Moving on to our search page, which is great here is that we have filter and sort in a very predominant location. We cannot miss them, and they are must-have features on e-commerce, which are here clear in front of me when I got to the search page. So if I want to filter or sort by something, I know exactly where to do this. Ideally, when I scroll down, they should follow me in some way, these two buttons, because at any time I might want to filter to refine the result set if I notice that the result set is in the end too wide, or maybe I want a color now, or maybe I want a specific type of parasol, then I should refine. And if I want to refine now, I will have to scroll up again. If the buttons are following me by being sticky, then I don't need to do that, to scroll back up completely to be able to filter. I can engage with them directly from where I am on the page.
Yeah, makes good sense.
Moving back to the content of the search box. So here, if I type my query parasol again, and then I submit, you can see that the query is removed from the search box, which in this case is not going to help me if I want to iterate on my query, which is something that is very often done by customers in e-commerce. They do that because it's a way to refine the query, just like filters. Filters help me refine my initial idea. So I've seen a first wave of results. I see that it's maybe too wide, so I want to narrow this down. I have two ways, filters or refine, iterate on my query. And if it removes from the search box, I have to type it again, which is friction.
Yeah.
Another decision-making factor that could be here on screen is the amount of results that I have on this page. You could display here on the very top, for example, for 500 results. This will help me decide if I want to filter right straight away, or if I have a good amount of results, small enough for me to browse everything. So that would be great to display this near here, just under the box, just letting me know how many results I have in this result set. And I can decide to iterate on the query or to filter. Regarding the grid, the layout it's pretty neat. The layout is really easily scannable. We understand clearly the boundaries of each product tile, and the data is very consistent. I mean, I have a thumbnail, which is very clear, and I have a product title, a price, and sometimes I have a small promotion at the very bottom. So this is very easy to scan and to read. So those product tiles are well designed. I'm not sure if you do this, but having product reviews with some stars and the amount of reviews would be also great, because they are a decision-making factor, and in some cases they will decide the user to click on a product because it has good ratings from other customers.
We do show those, but we don't have so many product reviews collected as of yet. I think if you search something like Liverpool, you should see some stars showing the results.
Do not hesitate to put a small, a small thing inside the box, the packages that you deliver, with a love card saying "I love you, Mr. Customer. Please give us a review." That would increase the amount of reviews on your website, and hopefully this will help for a future customer understand the views of other of your customers. Let's move to the PDP because time is flying. Oh no, just before, I want to click on this heart on the very top. Thank you very much for not having an account wall on the wish list. Thank you very much for that. I don't have to create an account to add a product to my wish list. Thank you, and thank also your cart, because your cart is not flooded with wish list products, because you have the wish list working well and without forcing me to have an account. So that's a great thing. Let's move to the PDP. PDP, well designed. For when we arrive, immediately what we can see is a breadcrumb, very good to orient myself. I have the thumbnail, very good. It's not too tall. I can see that I'm in a PDP, and it's not taking the full viewport. Just under, I have the mini thumbnails, and if I have several ones, I will have several mini thumbnails, it's making my life easy to understand that I can see other thumbnails and what they look like before I hit them and see them in a zoomed way. So that's really a good viewport from the PDP. Scrolling down, I can see the reviews, which is great. So when we will have reviews, I will be able to interact here and go directly to the score, to the summary of the scores, which is a good practice. So I believe we have one, but we're not going to be able to see it now. Scrolling down, the add to basket is a bit low in the page. So this is something I am expecting to see quite early. Immediately after the main information here on screen, I should have the add to cart button, and scrolling down, it should also be sticky and follow me under the page. So while I'm going to read the product description, at some point, I'm going to tell myself possibly, okay, I like this product, I buy it. And at this point, you don't want me to scroll up again to find again this add to cart button. You want me to have a direct path to the add to cart button. That's a small thing, but still here, you want to help the user go what you want. In this case, you want this user buy this product.
Yeah.
At the end, I have my complete the set. So these are recommendations. There are lots of recommendations, actually. And as there is a big bunch of recommendation, and they are not on the very, very bottom of the page, I might here never see what's under, because I might think that, okay, this is the end of the page. I'm discouraged to scroll down even more. So it's good that the information that's here, it's not crucial for the choice of the user, because if it was, then I take the risk if having it under this big wall of recommendation that it's never seen. Yes, Alex.
Yeah, like piggybacking on what you were saying is like maybe something to consider, like besides of the add to cart, which could be higher, definitely where you located it, Emir, is like you have those different sections like product details, product description, product review. Why not collapsing them by default? So this way you're still kind of providing visibility. People understand at a glance that those are available, but they don't need actually to have access right away, right? So you could limit it to one row. And so this way you can imagine having at the bottom the product recommendation, and either you go with like 6 images, or you just like keep it to 2 and you make it a horizontal carousel with an option to click see more and you just expand in that case. That could be an alternative option. Without getting too much in details, because I know we're on time.
We're on time. Thank you very much for your time, Ross. We are going to finish with the last slide, slide plus introduction to the UI kit. Let me move real quick to the conclusion. There we go. So the big takeaways here. So on page, we have primarily hero banners. It could be good to have a grid of products to be a bit more informative. Then we could optimize the empty state with some popular queries, which are going to evolve over time with the seasonality without you having to do anything. Then we can implement query suggestions that will help users refine their query and inspire them, and also on mobile reduce the interaction cost. So giving them terms that they can click on and discover the catalog based on partial completion of what they typed already. Then we would like to have some sticky filtering and sorting options to make sure that it is accessible at any time when my user will want to browse or refine their result set. And then to finish with, let's persist that search query, making sure that they don't have to type it again and they can iterate easily if they, again, want to iterate on the query and refine the result set. And make sure that when you scroll up, when your customer is scrolling up, you show the search box again. Because very often when they scroll up after having scrolled down and see a few products, it is because they want to refine or iterate on the query to make sure that they narrow down the result set. So that's helping them to make sure that when they start scrolling up, you understand that they want a search box and you display it on screen. There we go. And let's finish with this. Rob, sorry. So what we've seen today is quite a small extract of what you can find in our Algolia Ecom UI design that you can download from Figma. You have lots of different screens. You have home pages. We have autocomplete menu, search listing page, category page, all the pages that you can find with great ideas of how to implement this following a maximum of best practices of e-commerce that are known and documented. And also you can find the Algolia Academy, in which you have lots of e-learning and videos regarding UX, but also regarding lots of topics regarding Algolia's relevance, business path, and everything. I hope this helps, Rob.
Awesome. Yeah, that was great. Thank you so much for taking the time to go through it, and you've given us plenty to think about and to do.
Thank you very much, Rob, and thank you for your feedback. Have a good one.
Thanks, you guys too. Take care.
Take care.